Welcome back, everybody. I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
We're going to be talking about something we all do every day,
Right.
whether we realize it or not, and that is learning.
Yeah.
You all sent in some fascinating research
Yes.
about how to learn more effectively,
Absolutely.
how to really make it stick.
Hmm.
And, I think we've all had that feeling, right, of
Yeah.
like studying for hours
Yeah.
and then completely blanking on the test.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So
It's a common experience.
what's going on there?
And the interesting thing is that a lot of those common study techniques that we think are helping us are actually
Yeah.
not that effective.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
that like highlighting
Mm-hmm.
and rereading,
Yeah.
we're kind of doing ourselves a disservice.
It can feel productive,
Yeah.
but it often leads to like an illusion of knowledge.
Okay, so like how does that work?
Well, our brains have this thing called the familiarity bias,
Yeah.
where we mistake recognizing something for actually knowing it.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Like you see a commercial
Yeah.
and it's got a jingle,
Right.
and suddenly you feel like
Like I know that.
you know everything about this product.
Yeah.
But if someone asked you to explain it
Yeah. Could.
or why you need it,
No.
you probably couldn't.
No, not really.
And it's the same with studying.
Okay.
Just because you can recognize a term
Yeah.
doesn't mean you actually understand it deeply enough to apply it.
So we need to do more
Yes.
than just recognize it.
Go beyond recognition.
Engage with it somehow.
Actively engage.
Okay.
One of the most powerful ways to do that is through organization
Okay.
and meaning making.
Meaning making.
Yeah, think about it like building a house. You're not just going to dump a pile of brick
Right.
and expect a structure to appear.
Right.
You need a blueprint.
Yeah.
You need a plan,
Uh-huh.
a way to connect all the pieces.
I love that analogy.
So instead of passively absorbing information, we need to be actively building something with it.
So how do we do that?
This could involve
Okay.
taking notes in your own words,
Okay.
creating mind maps,
Uh-huh.
summarizing key concepts.
Got it.
The key is to transform that information
Okay.
from something that's external
Yeah.
into something you truly understand,
Right.
that you can internalize.
And what about like asking questions?
Yes.
Like how and why?
Those are super important.
Those are good.
Those force you to go beyond just memorizing facts
Right.
and think critically about the information.
So like why is this important? How does it connect to other things
Exactly.
that I know?
The more you can answer those questions,
Yeah.
the deeper your understanding becomes.
I'm thinking about like
Yeah.
times I've tried to learn new things,
Mhm.
like software programs or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'll
Yeah.
watch tutorials, I'll read the manual.
Mhm.
I might even take notes,
Yeah.
but it's not until I actually like start using it
Right.
to do the thing.
Yeah. To create
To
something,
create something.
that's when it clicks.
That's when it clicks.
That's a perfect example.
So connecting it to like the real world.
When you connect it to a real-world application, it becomes more meaningful
Uh-huh.
and therefore more memorable.
It's like it matters then.
It matters.
So we're ditching the passive learning,
Ditch the passive learning.
organizing information,
Organizes.
asking how and why.
Ask those questions.
What else can we do?
Well, you've got to put your knowledge to the test.
Okay.
Literally
Self-testing.
self-testing.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
It always seems kind of intimidating.
I know.
Like, what if I get everything wrong?
It's not about being perfect.
Okay.
It's about actively retrieving information
Okay.
from your memory.
Uh-huh.
And that strengthens the neural pathways
Oh.
associated with that information.
So like a workout
Think of it like exercise
for your brain.
for your brain.
Got it.
The more you challenge it to recall, the stronger those memory muscles become.
So even if I get it wrong,
Even if you get it wrong,
it's still working.
it's still beneficial
Interesting.
because it's the effort that counts.
And even like making flashcards
Yes.
is part of that.
Even creating the materials is
Right.
valuable study time.
So what are other ways?
You could try summarizing things from memory.
Okay.
You could try teaching the material to someone else.
Oh, that's interesting.
You could even create your own practice tests.
Yeah.
The key is to find what works for you
Mm-hmm.
that challenges you to actively recall the information.
Teaching it to someone else.
Yeah.
I like that.
You don't need a classroom full of students.
Right.
You could explain it to a friend,
Right.
family member,
Yeah.
even your pet.
Your dog.
So it's not just about absorbing the information.
Yeah.
It's about actively engaging with it.
Right.
Organizing it,
Mm-hmm.
making it meaningful,
Yeah.
and constantly testing ourselves.
Constantly testing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And once you've mastered those fundamentals,
Oh, there's more.
there's another level.
Okay, tell me.
It's called overlearning.
Overlearning.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's about going beyond just knowing the material
Uh-oh.
to mastering it.
Oh, wow.
Think about it like learning an instrument.
Okay.
You don't just want to be able to like fumble through a song.
Right.
You want to be able to play it flawlessly
Yeah.
without even thinking about it.
So overlearning is like getting to that point
Achieving automaticity.
where it's like second nature.
Yes.
Okay.
Where you can perform the skill
Yeah.
or recall the information effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Even under pressure.
This sounds like a lot of work.
It is an investment,
More than I'm used to.
but the payoff is huge.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Would you rather spend hours passively rereading notes
Right.
and hoping something sticks?
Yeah.
Or would you rather spend that time actively engaging with the material and knowing that you're truly mastering it?
Yeah, I'd rather master it.
Right.
Okay, I'm convinced.
Digit the highlighter.
I'm ditching the highlighter.
Embrace the power of active learning.
Okay, but a big part of learning
Yeah.
is facing the dreaded
Yes.
tests.
Tests. But if you've put in the work,
Yeah.
the organizing, the meaning making,
Yeah.
self-testing, overlearning,
Yeah.
you've already built a solid foundation.
Okay, that's good to hear.
So you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
any advice?
There are definitely strategies
Okay.
that you can use
For test taking.
to help you perform your best.
All right.
First and foremost, read the instructions carefully
Okay.
and take a moment to review the entire test.
The whole thing.
Before you start,
Before I start.
this will give you a sense of the scope,
Okay.
the difficulty,
Yeah.
help you allocate your time wisely.
It's easy to just like jump in.
Right. But
Clap.
taking a moment to strategize can make a big difference.
And then like
Yeah.
when you are answering a question,
When you're answering a question,
make sure you read it carefully.
read it carefully.
Pay attention to the keywords.
The keywords.
Don't rush.
Don't rush.
Make sure you're answering what is actually asking.
Exactly.
Be mindful.
Be mindful.
Be strategic.
Strategic.
And if you get stuck,
if you get stuck,
skip it.
skip it.
Come back later.
Come back later.
And what if you come back?
Yeah.
You're still stuck.
What if you're still stuck?
What do you do?
Try to recall the meaning,
Oh,
the
that makes-
connections that
Huh.
you created
While I was studying.
during your study sessions.
Yeah.
Think about the bigger picture.
Oh,
How does this question
Yeah.
fit into the overall topic?
right?
Sometimes triggering those related memories
Whoa.
can help you access the information.
Like, if I can't remember a date,
Yeah.
but I can remember what was happening around it,
Think about the context, the
Yeah.
surrounding events
that might help.
that might jog your memory.
Interesting.
Our brains are wired for association.
Yeah.
So just activating those related pathways
Uh-huh.
can help you unlock the specific information you're looking for.
Even if you don't get it right.
Even if you don't get it right away,
Yeah.
the act of trying
Yeah.
is strengthening your memory.
So what about after the test?
After the tests,
Is it okay to just like
yeah,
never look at it again?
that's a common impulse.
Yeah, especially if it didn't go well.
But it's actually a missed opportunity
Oh, no.
for learning.
No.
Reviewing your mistakes is
Yeah.
one of the most valuable things you can do.
Why is that?
Think of it like a detective game.
Okay.
You're analyzing the errors.
Right.
You're looking for clues
Okay.
about where your understanding went astray.
Oh, interesting.
Did you misread the question?
Okay.
Did you make a careless mistake?
Yeah.
Or is there a fundamental gap in your knowledge
Right.
that needs to be addressed?
It's like figuring out what went wrong
Yeah.
so you can fix it.
It's not about beating yourself up.
Huh.
It's about using those mistakes
Yeah.
as stepping stones
Okay.
to improve your understanding.
This is eye-opening.
It's a journey.
I feel like I've been learning all wrong.
You're not alone.
Years.
A lot of the common study techniques aren't actually very effective.
Yeah.
But the good news is,
What's that?
with a little effort
Okay.
and the right strategies,
Yeah.
we can all become more efficient
Uh-huh.
and effective learners. That's
Good news.
good news.
Oh, I like that.
So we can all be learning powerhouses.
Awesome.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Well-
we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
So much good stuff.
Yeah. A lot to think about.
I'm ready to ditch those highlighters
You too.
and start, embracing the power of active learning.
It's a game changer.
But before we go,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Words of wisdom?
Well, I would say learning is a journey, not a destination.
I like that.
It's a continuous process
Uh-huh.
of exploration and discovery and growth.
Yeah.
And the more we embrace that journey,
Yeah.
the more fulfilling and rewarding it becomes.
That's a good point.
So be curious,
Okay.
ask questions,
Uh-huh.
challenge yourself,
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way.
I love that.
Mistakes are part of the process.
Learning as a journey, not a destination.
Exactly.
And what I think is really cool
Mm.
is that, with these strategies, we're not just learning for a test
Right.
or, a specific task.
It's bigger than that.
We're cultivating like a mindset
Yes.
of lifelong
I'm
learning.
a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And that can open up so many doors.
It can.
Like intellectually, professionally.
Absolutely. It allows us to adapt
Yeah.
to new challenges,
Yeah, to like keep growing.
explore new interests,
Yeah.
continuously grow
As people.
as individuals.
So just to recap
Yes.
for our listeners,
Let's recap.
we are ditching
Ditching,
the passive learning habits.
highlighting, rereading.
Right. All that stuff.
Gone.
We are embracing active organization,
Organization.
meaning making,
Meaning making.
turning information into something we understand.
Yes. Making it yours.
Yeah.
Internalizing it.
And self-testing is our new best friend.
Self-testing is key
It is.
to solidify that knowledge.
Right.
Identify any gaps.
Yeah, and overlearning.
Overlearning.
Don't forget about overlearning.
Take it to the next level.
Pushing past just knowing it
Beyond knowing it.
to really owning it.
Owning it. Mastering it.
And even when it comes to tests,
Yes. Even tests.
we're not just relying on luck
No luck involved.
or last-minute cramming.
Go cramming.
We're approaching them strategically
Strategic
with all these tools
with the tools and techniques
that we've learned
through active learning.
through active learning. And mistakes are not failures.
No, they're not.
They're valuable feedback.
They're feedback.
They're our teachers.
They are.
The more we embrace that,
Yeah.
the better learners we become.
More resilient.
Yeah.
More effective.
This has been awesome.
It has been fun.
I feel like I have a whole new perspective
I'm glad to hear that.
on learning.
It's a new way of thinking about it.
It is.
It's a lifelong journey.
It is.
And the more we embrace the joy of discovery,
Yeah.
the richer and more fulfilling that journey becomes.
I love that.
Keep that joy.
So to our listeners out there,
Yes. To our listeners.
hope you're feeling as inspired as I am.
I hope so too.
Let's ditch those outdated study habits
Ditch them.
and embrace the power.
That's the power.
Active, engaged,
Joyful learning.
joyful learning.
It's funny, we always think of learning as like this
Yeah.
serious thing.
Uh-huh.
We've almost made it sound fun.
Learning should be fun
Yeah.
when we approach it with curiosity.
A sense of play,
Uh,
we're much more likely to retain the information and
Right.
actually enjoy the process.
I think back to when I was a kid
Yeah.
and learning was fun.
It was,
It was like part of playing.
exploring the world.
Yeah, and then somewhere along the way, it became about
Right.
tests and grades.
Yeah, it got serious.
Yeah,
It's easy to lose sight of that joy,
yeah,
especially, in formal education settings.
yeah, for sure.
But the good news is
With that.
we can reclaim it.
Okay.
It starts with remembering that learning
Yeah.
isn't confined to textbooks and classrooms.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's happening all around us.
Right.
All the time.
So how do we
Yeah.
tap into that?
How do we make it part of our everyday lives?
Right, not just like
Not just school or work.
yeah, exactly.
It starts with being curious.
Okay.
Pay attention to the world around you.
Uh
Ask questions.
yeah.
Explore new interests.
Right.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
Yeah.
Even if you think you might not be good at them.
So like embracing the unknown,
Embrace the unknown.
being open to new things.
Be open to new experiences.
Every experience is an opportunity to learn.
Exactly. Every interaction, every conversation.
It's like a mindset shift.
It is a mindset shift.
From like, I have to learn this.
And have to I want it.
I'm curious.
I'm curious about this.
Right.
That takes the pressure off.
It does.
And it makes learning feel more like an adventure.
It does.
And learning doesn't have to be a solitary pursuit.
Oh, that's a good point.
Connect with others who
Yeah.
share your interests.
Yeah.
Join a book club.
Mm-hmm.
Attend workshops.
Yeah.
Engage in discussions online.
Like learning with other people.
Yeah, that social aspect
Yeah.
is so important.
Why is that?
Because we learn so much
Yeah.
from the people around us. And
Yeah.
when we share our own knowledge
Yeah.
and insights, it not only helps others,
Right.
it also deepens our own understanding.
This has been amazing.
It's been fun to explore that.
I feel like I have a whole new perspective on learning.
It's a new way of thinking about it.
It really is.
It's a lifelong journey.
Right.
And the more we embrace that joy of discovery,
Yeah.
the richer and more fulfilling that journey becomes.
So to our listeners out there,
To all the learners out there,
I hope you're feeling inspired
Inspired to learn.
Let's ditch those
old habits, those outdated study habits.
Embrace the power of active. Engaged.
Joyful learning.
Joyful learning. Never stop learning.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.